Hello and welcome to the Sunday preview rundown. The Ash Wastes fight back, which is putting me in the mood of Empire Strikes Back, which is probably intentional.
Yeah, that's probably what they were going for.
It's the Waste Nomads release. Yay!
Yay, it's Necromunda.
Kermit, yay, dot wave.
Flash it on the screen.
Yeah. So we've talked about that the Squats book really kind of revitalized a faction that wasn't quite fleshed out fully.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like Nomads were even more one note in what they could do.
That's fair.
So I really hope that this brings them up into a more... I was going to say more playable. It's not like they weren't playable.
Right.
In fact, they were very good, as we talked about in a review of them. But they were just very one note. You kind of had one thing, which is long-range combat.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really hoping this gives them more legs. Not literally, although literally with all the bugs.
No, actually. Yes, I completely agree. While I am on the line of maybe other factions should have got it first, I'm glad to see the fantastic models, first of all, and the very interesting characters getting some updates.
All right, so we're starting out with, of course, the book itself, Tribes of the Wastelands, which is basically their faction book. It should be the House of the Wastes.
Yeah, it should be.
No, it makes more sense as Tribes of the Wastelands. What I'm most interested in here is a new trading post.
Yes, that is an interesting thought. They're going to have their own unique trading post.
Yeah, which could be great or terrible, depending on how it goes. Because that could really, they haven't released yet, but you and I have started doing our reviews of the trading post and tier listing all the things on offer. Good news, we have more content to do because we'll have to do this one as well.
Oh, true. Yeah, we got to cover
Bad
the book.
News, the trading post can really make certain things right or die. And if their trading post isn't good, then this faction is DOA, right?
Yeah, definitely a problem. And I mean, you can always just go like, we use the old trading post instead of the new one, but
Oh, absolutely. The players can always repair the mistakes of the Games Workshop.
we always do.
But we shall see. So let's go on to the models.
Mm-hmm.
The Shadar Hunters and Athromite Spineworms.
Spineworms.
These are your melee models.
Yes, they did say something about the hunters having like a pseudo infiltrate where they pop up in the middle of the fight.
Yes.
And then the worms are, first of all, adorable.
Yeah, they kind of are, actually.
And second of all, they're pets. They're finally getting their little exotic beasts.
Which, exotic beasts are kind of historically not very good.
Yep.
They're almost always overpriced, right?
Yeah.
And you know what? If they're just more of that, that's fine too. Then it becomes a luxury item or an item you take for fun. We talked about these models already. I'm excited to give them more melee punch. I hope these guys have some actual punch.
Yeah, it'd be great if these guys didn't suck and just, were kind of irrelevant.
Yeah, the pseudo-infiltrate is something that they absolutely need to function in Ash Wastes, because that's the only way a melee model can function, unless you put it on a dirt bike, and even then.
Yeah, even then.
Yeah, and as we talked about, I love these models. I particularly love the Double Whips lady.
Double Whips is cool. I like the claws on this guy here in the back right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, all these models look sick. I really wish Ash Wastes was my playstyle. It's really not, but man, the models are so cool.
Yeah, and I have played Nomads in Ash Wastes, and I was bored by them. They did spectacularly well, but I did not enjoy playing them, honestly.
Right.
So I hope this changes that.
Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah, if this updates their playstyle and they're a little more like me, maybe I will end up getting them. But they are very
right. Cool. I disliked mine so much I actually sold my Ash Waste Nomads.
Right.
So
that's crazy to do for Josh.
Yeah, I don't do that a lot with built models.
Yeah.
Speaking of building models, that was a terrible segue.
It was.
Weapons and upgrade sprue. Yay!
Yeah, this is basically, if I'm remembering right, the original Nomads box didn't have most of the options, and this is everything else they can take besides their trading post.
Right, heavy blasters, which is basically their heavy stubber, that wasn't in the box. It is in this. Yep. The venom caster, which was on one Forge World model.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Even the blast carbine, which isn't actually in, because the blast rifle I think is what's in the box, but not the blast carbine.
Yeah, that's really stupid.
There's also some scavenged stub guns and auto guns, which I actually really like the look of.
Yeah, they look really cool.
And of course, just some general extra heads and accoutrement.
Yeah, some extra, even just this, armor plate or this, canteen? I don't know what that is.
Right. I don't know. I think it's what are like their ammo pack things that they put on the
Oh,
Venom
yeah,
Blaster.
possibly.
And then we've got something that is not unique to Waste Nomads, and in fact probably can't be used by them.
Probably not.
The Thanos pattern fortified hab module.
It's the Hab, but bigger and gunnier.
It's the hab with a crow's nest and more guns and more stuff stuck to it.
Yeah.
Boy, those hab modules are very cool terrain,
Yes.
but Lord Almighty, were they expensive
They're
for what they
extremely
were?
expensive, and they're tall and like kind of tilty as it is, and then they put like another 2 levels on it.
They also don't offer any like good ground level cover.
No, ground level cover's trash, which is why they're in the ash waste, so that the vehicles can have like kind of free reign, but there's still cover up there. But
Yeah.
that's theoretically.
Honestly, I have to see the price on this one because the other ones were really expensive, and if the Gloomspite gets released or anything to go off of, hoo boy.
Yeah.
And then finally, the Zone Mortalis Ruin Underhive Sector, which is basically, we've seen this box already. Mm-hmm. This is a giant collection of the terrain. So this is going to be really pricey, but it still might be a good deal if you need everything inside.
Yeah, it's like 3 of that previous thing put together, and it's like basically a whole board worth of terrain.
Correct.
Yeah.
So, if you want to buy the plastic and want all of this and have a need for all of it, it's probably going to be a decent deal. Although not always, because sometimes their terrain boxes aren't actually a good deal. It's
True.
like a $10 savings.
It's
Which,
a
hey, I
good
guess
deal.
$10 is $10.
True. It's a good deal for GW, who very rarely does deals.
You're right. That's fair. That's a good way of putting it. And then, of course, out of the models and into the requisite gang tactics cards and gang dice.
Those, I always say it. Those dice are too boring. They're just gray and yellow.
Yeah, I kind of wanted the Ash Waste Nomads, like green-gray on them,
Right.
you know?
I don't know.
But
that's a little boring.
at least they're readable.
Yep. And then the last thing I do want to mention today is at the very bottom, it says for the upcoming week, they're going to talk about the Tribes of the Wasteland book, details on how they designed it, reveal a new miniature, which is great. And 40K is getting the new balance update this week, so we'll probably be talking about that as well.
Yeah, that's probably the most interesting news of that bit.
Yeah.
I was going to talk about how they're releasing the German versions, including a book called Double Eagle, which you got to be real careful about releasing a German book called Double Eagle.
I'm sure it's fine.
I mean, it is, but they're Doppelt Elder. I don't speak German. But yeah, and so obviously I'm excited. I think I'm going to see the book before I decide if I want to get back into Nomads.
That's fair. I mean, again, you bought it and then they weren't for you, so you sold it. So it doesn't make sense for you to just buy it and then hope that they're for you now.
I do still have a bunch of just them basic Ash Waste Nomad soldiers.
That's fair, because they look amazing.
I just sold all the buggies. Yeah, we'll see if they got rules that let them compete in the vehicle space. I mean, obviously they don't have vehicles, but that was always their big downfall, was they're not actually that good at killing them.
No, they were supposed to have shock to counteract that, and it's like, ooh, I got a 1 in 6 chance to do some damage to a vehicle.
Ooh, I can auto wound you that you'll then save with your 3-up armor save because you're driving a Ridge Hauler. It's
And
not
I
even that they're bad
AP0.
against. Yeah, it's not even that they're bad against vehicles. It's just that they're bad against the Ridge Hauler.
Yeah, they're bad against the vehicle that came out with their release.
With the exception of using Bring It Down, which, to be fair, is one of the best anti-Ridge Hauler, anti-everything techs in the game.
Yeah, one of the best skills in the game. We already talked about that.
Just all rerolls against that thing right there. And then you throw a Chargecaster Pipe Blade on it and just murder everybody.
Yep.
So yeah, Nomads were never bad. They just weren't my thing.
Right.
And I hope they branch out and get, more stuff like we talked about with their, what were they, Ancestor Spirits?
Yeah, that was a big help, and I hope this is a bigger help. Being in a
Yeah. It'll be a question of whether those Ancestor Spirits are in here or just, also you can still use them. It would be weird if they deprecated them.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to take them away, because I don't think they took away the dwarf ones.
They did not.
Yeah, so they're probably just going to be in addition to the book.
I guess we'll have to see.
We will.
And by the way, all the asterisks are because these are all delayed in Australia and New Zealand.
Yeah, sorry, Aussies and Zealanders.
If you live there, you are used to getting absolutely turbo screwed by GW.
Oh, yeah.
Alrighty, well that's it from us this Sunday. Let us know in the comments below what you're excited about, and we will see you next Sunday.
Bye-bye.